Hello, welcome to the Inova Peterson Life with Cancer YouTube channel. Today we're going to cover a intermediate lower body workout targeting bone density. These moves will focus on lower body movements, but will be a little bit more challenging than our beginner series. Before we get started, we're going to start with some breathing. Find a nice comfortable stance with your feet a little bit wider than shoulder width. Place your hand on your stomach or your rib cage and another hand over your chest. Let your rib cage expand first and then your chest rise. We're going to spend about a minute here to gather our breathing. Awesome. Now as you work out, you notice your breathing rate change a little bit, just gather your breath again so you can have a nice consistent rhythm throughout the workout. Let's get started. Start out marching in place. This is a great warm-up for your hip flexors, your core, and getting your heart rate up. Pace that's comfortable for you, but try to challenge yourself a little bit more. Next move is an MMA kick. You get one leg front, one leg back. You're going to kick through as if you're kicking, bringing your knee nice and high. If you can't do this, you can just bring your leg front and back, front and back. Those hands up high and then bring them through as well. Make it a full body move. Kick, hand. I'm going to switch at 30 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Switch sides. Remember, you can modify if you need to. Good. We're going to go to our punches. Try to keep a nice rapid pace on this one. You won't be moving as much with your lower half. Last move, we're going to do our jumping jacks in place. You need to modify them. You can go to our skiers, side to side like this, or a modified jumping jack. But if you can do a jumping jack, do it. It's great for bouncing, getting that rebound effect, which is good for your bone density. Let's start our workout. Start our workout with a wide squat. So compared to a regular squat where our feet are maybe shoulder width apart or a little bit wider, we're going to go really wide to get a focus on our inner adductor muscles. Make sure that throughout the squat exercise your knees are pointed out and really force those knees out the whole time so that our knees don't go in. Other thing is make sure that your butt descends down, right? Kind of like a build-up of what we did in our beginner series. We're going to make sure our butt goes directly down as opposed to our out and down, okay? So getting nice and wide. You don't have the chair for support on this one, but you can use the chair behind you to deload if you need to kind of sit down, provide some relief at the bottom. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Take a quick break. We're going to do that for a second set. So what I was referring to was the chair. You can place that chair behind you to sit down if you really need. But again, you can watch our beginner video where it has some of those modifications for you. For this workout, we're going to do it without the chair. All right, second set. Here we go. Nice wide stance. Chest is upright. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Awesome. The next exercise is a reverse lunge. So we did a static lunge before. We're going to do a reverse lunge now. Same lunging position, but instead of being here, we're going to come down and then come back up. We're going to do 12 on each side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Switch to the other side. Try to keep everything upright as you can. And just reverse. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Notice For this, I am using dumbbells. You are welcome to use one. You can hold it on the inside or outside, or both. If you hold it on the outside, that actually targets your outer glutes more, whereas if you hold it on the inside part of the leg, it'll target your inner thighs a little bit more. So make that decision. If you've got a little bit of back discomfort, probably hold it on the outside. If you want to give yourself more of a challenge, hold it on both arms. Set number 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Switch sides. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Get a drink of water, and then we'll do our next one. So for our next exercise, we're going to do a one-legged balance, but we're going to add some challenges to it. You can still use that chair if you want some balance. Find yourself in that one-legged stance, and then we're going to go down. If we can, touch our knee. Great, you can hover, touch your knee, come back up, imitating a one-legged RDL. If you can, touch your shin. And if you can go all the way down, touch your foot. You can also alternate at the depth that you reach for. We're going to do 12 reps on each leg. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Go to the other side. Find your balance. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Rest 30 seconds and go for one more time. It's okay if you had some challenges. You got to 5 reps, 3 reps, just give it the best shot. It's a little bit of a harder pattern to get down. You can use that support. You can also stagger your leg behind you if you want the support of one leg, but it kind of defeats the balance aspect of the exercise. All right, here we go. Set number 2. Let's go back to that left leg. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. It starts to get a little bit harder and harder as you get fatigued. All right. We're going to do our rebound exercise, which is really good for bone density. The impact that you create when you do this exercise is just good to do for bone density. So you're going to get up on the tippy toes of your foot and just let your heels hit the floor. It's a really grounding exercise, so just find something to look at, maybe a view, trees, and you're just going to do this for 1 minute. Really let your body bounce as your heel hits the floor. You don't need to come up all the way, just enough to get that heel impact. Take a break, shake it out. We're gonna do it again for one more set. Maybe do some ankle circles. Here we go, set number 2. All right, our last exercise is going to be on the floor. We're going to do a glute bridge, but we're going to introduce the dumbbell into it to get some resistance at the top of the exercise. So place your feet at around the fingertips where your hands would fall, or a little bit further away. You're going to place that handy dumbbell on your hips, and we're going to extend it to the top. At the top, we want to make sure to squeeze our glutes, our legs, quadriceps, hamstrings, everything all at once. We do 12 to 15 reps here. We're going to go for 15. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15.
One more set. If that was easy, you can get a heavier dumbbell. You can put a sandbag on your hip if you have a sandbag. You can go for one more set. Let's go back down. 3, 2, 1.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15.
We're done, and we're gonna cool down now. All right, so if you've made it here, we're gonna start our cool down. Did a lower body focus today, so we're gonna do lower body stretches. We're gonna start out with our hip flexor, which is responsible for picking up our legs. And it gets really tight after a lot of sitting and some of the moves that we did today. So we're gonna get one leg forward, one leg back. You're gonna kind of tuck in your pelvis as if you're tucking your pelvis underneath you. Kind of hold the bowl of water. And then from this position, you're gonna push your hip forward a little. And that should feel a little stretch in your hip flexor from this. We're gonna hold this for about 15 to 25 seconds, and then we'll switch sides. Bend the knee if that helps you get more depth, or keep the front leg straight. If you feel like you're more stable with the front leg straight, then you can keep it this way. Just keep pushing that back hip forward. And you might have to bend the knee so you get a little bit deeper of a stretch. And switch sides. Next stretch is a quad stretch. So use your chair and you can just put your leg up on it, and this will give you a light stretch on the top part of your knee, the quadricep. If you want to make it deeper, you can kind of bend down a little bit or even get down on the floor. So by getting your knee on the floor, you're going to get a deeper quad stretch, but this might be difficult. If you have a lower chair, that might work. You can also just grab your quad if you can. I understand some of us might have difficulty doing that, so this is a variation that you can do. You might need to get a lower chair to do the stretch properly. So you have a few options. I'll show you a laying down variation. So you can lay down on the floor like so, and then just grab that leg or just kick it back and grab maybe the heel part of your shoe, and you should feel a little bit of a stretch. You can also use a yoga rope and tie it around your ankle and pull it, and that can give you a similar stretch if you're still struggling to reach your leg. Sides. Next stretch is an adductor stretch. So we're going to stretch that inside part of our groin. And you're going to bring your leg up on a chair. And this will stretch out the inside part of your leg. If you don't like getting your leg up on a chair like this, you can just split your leg like so and bend onto one side. And that'll stretch your groin as well. So you have two options for an adductor stretch. Switch whenever you feel comfortable. You're ready to get to the other side. Again, you can put this leg on top of the chair as well to reduce the effort you have to put a little bit into the stretch. Last but not least, we're going to do a combined hamstring and calf stretch. So you're going to bring one leg forward like so. Keep this front leg straight and then try to touch your toe. You might only come down to your shin, like right now I'm not able to go much further. Slowly try to work down. It is good to try to keep your back relatively neutral as you do this, as opposed to just round out. You'll feel the stretch actually even more if you try to keep your back nice and neutral. All right, thank you for joining our workout today, and we'll see you next week for a upper body focus. Have a good day.